Hello and welcome back to Vlog Reviews and more Harem Month. Today, we're taking a look at Zero no Familiar of Zero. This show takes place in a magical world where we follow a young girl named Louise. Louise attends a school which I am going to call Hogwarts Ripoff. Seriously, it's a school made out of a castle where the students learn how to use magic. Hell, it even has Dumbledore as the headmaster! Anyway, the second year students are all excited because they're about to take place in a ceremony where they get to summon their familiars. What's a familiar?
The familiar is a mage's lifelong servant, friend, and companion, as well as one's eyes and ears in the world.
Now, I was actually surprised to learn that this is a real thing in wizard mythology. I don't know, I guess it's just because usually shows like this try to make up their own mythologies. However, Louise is very nervous about this because she's never had any success in casting magic, which has earned her the nickname Louise the Zero. So when the big day of summoning comes, her familiar is not exactly what she, or rather anyone even expected.
A human?
She somehow ends up summoning a young Japanese boy named Saito. And because this summoning is a sacred ritual, Louise has no choice but to make Saito her familiar. Saito is naturally confused and scared about what's going on around here, but he eventually realizes that there's nothing much he can do about it. So half the show is pretty much about Saito trying to figure out how to escape this magical realm and get back to Japan. And the other half of the show is about developing Saito and Louise's relationship, as at the beginning of the series they pretty much hate each other. Now, naturally, as a harem anime, there are other girls who are interested in Saito. These are the complete sex bomb, Kirke, and a young maid who works at the school named Siesta. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, there are other characters in this show, but quite frankly, even though this is a harem anime, the only real important characters pretty much are Saito and Louise. Now, one thing I really like about the show is that, unlike most harem anime, the show has a real focus on world and character development. But it's not all exposition or anything like that, it's still a lot of fun. Now, one problem that I can kind of notice with the show is a problem that my sister actually brought up to me upon watching it. She noted on how cruel Louise was being to Saito, and brought up the concept of, if this is how cruel she's being to her familiar, imagine what it'd be like having an actual animal like the rest of her class. Damn, PETA would be all over this show. But then again, my sister is kind of an animal lover, so I doubt most other people will actually notice this. So overall, especially for fans of magic, I would definitely recommend this show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for the final installment of Harem Month.
Test.